And welcome back. Well, we are keeping our fingers crossed that we have a better July than we did June. So this morning we're making something to take off on a picnic.
Yes, Fiona Uema, author of Japanese Food Made Easy, is doing the honours today, and we have fried chicken.
That's right, something nice and tasty
Mel
today.
in the studio is just fabulous, isn't it?
Gorgeous. Not your average picnic, I must say.
Well, that's it. So just want to give people a little bit of inspiration for the summer. You know, if they're going somewhere really nice, they can pack a picnic. And that's something that's really popular when I lived in Japan. So just introduce the whole concept and how you can
Little
do
picnic
it.
box.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought the main dish could be Japanese fried chicken. And I have free-range chicken thighs here. And I suppose in Ireland, we prefer the chicken breast rather than the brown meat of the chicken.
Yeah, I love the thighs.
But the flavour
It's more of a flavour, isn't it?
Yeah. So the bone is still on these. If you went to your butcher, they could, you know, prepare them for you. You wouldn't have to do it. But the chicken is always, you know, fresher with the bone on. And then I tend to use what's left over for a homemade chicken broth, which is really handy. So I'm just cutting these really into bite-sized pieces because when you're out and about on a day trip, you want something handy that you don't need cutlery and everything for. So I'm just cutting around the bone. And again, I made a lovely chicken broth and with miso. So I had a ramen with these leftover ones, so there's no wastage at all.
No, and that's the key, isn't it?
And I suppose from a price point of view, these are so cheap compared to chicken breast. So just to kind of try and start eating that part of the chicken as well. So that's the meat. I'm just going to do one more, and we're doing a nice marinade. You're going to help me with the ginger.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you want me to peel and grate?
Please, that'd be great, Simon. So you could add garlic, chilli. Really, you can add whatever but we're just adding ginger here today. We're sticking with the Japanese traditional marinade. So like we were saying earlier, you could add buttermilk for your kind of American style.
Okay.
You'd add buttermilk, but we're adding a more traditional Japanese, which is soy sauce and sake. So we're adding about 2 tablespoons of Japanese soy.
So sake, not sake.
Yeah, sake.
Okay. Let's clear that one up for me. Sake. Got it.
So it's clear. You can get it now in supermarkets, which is great. So if you think of it like wine, it tenderises the meat and it just cuts through it and it just gives it a really nice flavour.
And is it alcoholic?
Yeah, it's alcohol. You can get cooking sake. It's probably a lower quality. So like with wine, you know, you can get lower quality, more expensive.
There's grated ginger in there.
Brilliant. That's great. And it adds a lovely flavour to the chicken, actually, the ginger. Thank you so much. So...
And she got me to do that, so I'm the one that goes home stinking of ginger, you say.
It could be worse than the ginger.
Yeah.
Could be worse. But yeah, so I would sit that in the fridge. I've said 10 minutes in the recipe just so people don't think they have to leave it overnight. You don't have to. But as you know, the longer you leave it, the more the flavours infuse. So you could sit it for a few hours or overnight.
But at least 10 minutes.
At least 10 minutes.
You'd get away with 10 if you were.
Exactly. But just for the purposes of today, we're going to show the next step. So I just dry this out on kitchen paper.
Nice and simple, Fiona.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
The reason we do that is because when we put the flour on it, we don't want it wet. Exactly. So again, you generally use normal flour when you're making the southern fried chicken.
Yes.
But today we're going to use potato starch. And it's a traditional kind of... You could use corn flour, and I've put that in the recipe online as well, just because it's more accessible. But in a lot of the Asian stores, you can get potato starch, and it's just a lot lighter and crispier. And there is really a flavour, a strong flavour off it, which is perfect for this type of a dish.
Very good.
So I'm just going to pat all that dry and then show you how you do that. But again...
So Asian supermarkets for this?
Exactly.
Ideally. Okay.
Potato starch. And if you can't get potato starch, you can use flour. So again, you know, just work it to what suits your store cupboard. So just dried all of that. Okay.
And are you using an actual crumb then as well, or just the starch?
So that's why it's so light.
Right. Because normally you'd have your panko breadcrumbs or whatever.
Yeah, it's just this. So then you line them on your tray. Now, there's a few different ways that you can cook these. You can fry them on oil on the induction hob here. But a lot of people don't like doing that because they lose control of the temperature. Yeah, deep fry them. You could shallow fry them as well. But what I'm doing is a dual oven. So a grill and oven works really well because it keeps it crispy then, the grill on the oven. And it doesn't burn it either. You can put it up to about 200.
Nice.
And it'll take about 20 minutes depending on the size of the chicken.
And because you're at a reasonably high heat, you'll get a nice crispy skin.
Exactly, it's gorgeous, and that's why I leave the skin on. You're going to love these.
Oh, well.
I've never seen you more animated in anything you've done. Then when we do
Sometimes
this,
I worry about the dishes I cook here, but this
well, you have no
particular
fears
one
today.
I think is going to be popular.
This is going to be winner
Yeah.
chicken dinner.
Yeah.
And what are you serving it with?
Yeah, so you could make the pieces bigger, right? But because the picnic, I just said we made them smaller
And you
for
don't
that.
need cutlery because it's finger food.
Exactly.
Bite size. Okay.
So I'm just going to assemble a little
Want this
picnic.
board?
Yes, please.
Get the
That'd be
ginger
great.
out your way.
Thank you.
Now. So, the picnic elements.
Yeah, so we have a little lunchbox here, right?
Ah, look at the
So-
cuteness levels. Huh?
So
Dinky.
you could pack everything individually. So you have
Yes.
all your individual lunch boxes, or
Yeah.
you can just assemble everyone. So the kids love this, because they have their own little lunch box going on a day trip.
And you know what? It's the faff. The little,
yeah.
loads of little
It's all the
boxes
little
laying them
things,
out.
yeah. These are just little bun cases.
That's straightforward. Is that steamed rice or
That's
something?
steamed rice,
Yeah.
and I just have some sesame seeds on it. Again, you could put pasta in there. You could just have slices of bread,
Now,
so
is
you
that
don't
a-
have to do
a
rice.
Japanese, that's sticky rice.
It is sticky rice, but you can use any rice.
All right, okay.
You don't have to. So I tend to have that one at
Yeah.
home. So just to keep it healthy then, I'm just putting a bed of lettuce, that's iceberg lettuce. And again, we want to add nice bits of colour. Cherry tomato,
Look at that.
some cucumber. So the kids
That's
are just
cool,
getting
isn't it?
all their,
I'm
you know,
seeing
veg.
the Marie Kondo effect here
Yeah.
in the organisation
Yeah.
of
Oh
everything.
yeah, I love her
The feng
actually.
shui is
Do you?
incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is quite Japanese, is it?
Yeah,
This is
very.
what they'd make to take off to the park, or
Exactly, and they call it bento actually.
oh, the
Bento
bento
box.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
So-
familiar
And
with
the
that.
fruit
with
as well.
The fruit.
Very
and
clever.
some blueberries. So I think even when the kids see it, you've immediately brought them on the journey.
That's a cracking lunchbox
Yeah.
for school, isn't
And
it?
gonna say,
again,
yeah.
just everyone's very conscious of the environment, stainless
Yeah.
steel as well. And then, like, my little boy loves dinosaurs, so if I put that on it, he'll eat it.
Right.
It just
Good, yeah.
changes everything.
That's what makes
dinosaurs eat
big.
strawberries.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll eat
them.
Dinosaurs love blueberries.
So that's the bento
Very
box. So
clever.
now the star of the show, I suppose. So that would go in the oven, but I'm going to take out one I prepared earlier.
I was hoping she'd say that.
Round of applause for the chicken.
Nah.
Your star of the
Chicken.
show.
Yeah,
Lovely.
the star of the show. Now,
Little popcorn
unfortunately,
chicken, look.
people at home can't smell this, but
No,
you
they
know,
can't, but
the
it does
smell of
smell
the chicken is really, really nice.
They'll
So-
invent those tellies soon.
They will.
Smell-o-vision.
They will.
So you just put these in, and there's actually, it's sometimes the finishing touches on this. So I just love lime
Oh,
on this because it cuts through the bit of oil you've used.
Okay.
beautiful. And even the lime on the rice,
Yes,
just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. and
That
actually
looks-
one thing I forgot to do, Simon, was spray them before I put them in the oven.
Oh, right, before you put them in the oven.
So
a little
yeah,
bit of oil.
I use
Okay,
a
yeah,
little
cool.
bit of spray oil. So
Oi.
just do
Oi.
that.
Now.
And
Good
then
timing.
you just
Feeling
squeeze
left out here.
your lime. There's plenty to go around.
Thank
Well, I
you.
wouldn't say that. No. You haven't seen
This
this
was a
crew.
picnic
Share
for
Simon.
Hard done by,
I don't know
you
if
know.
it's
Shall
for
we
one,
give that
2
to
or
Lisa?
3.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Literally.
Lisa, there you go.
Waiting in the
Was
wings.
that a chicken joke?
That was a chicken joke.
There's your picnic. Right, go for
I
it.
was
tuck
waiting in the wings.
Can I put a bit of lime over this chicken?
Of
and
course, okay,
you
fine.
go for
That's
it.
yours, that's Simon's,
Yeah.
and I'm,
Only
I'm
because
left
it
to
has
wrap
No,
it
no,
up.
come on, son. Come on, go ahead. Dive in.
Well, I'll read this bit before
you,
we
Fiona.
taste
You're very
it.
welcome.
Today's,
Enjoy.
today's
I hope
details
you
are on
like
our
it.
website. You can check out Fiona's book, of course. It's called Japanese Food Made Easy for more of her delicious recipes.